Welcome back everyone, and thanks for tuning in. In part 1, we replaced the fuel filter and we plugged in the canister purge solenoid. Even after all that, the Corvette was still throwing codes. So here in part 2, we continue our quest to get the Corvette to pass emissions. Okay, the code being thrown now is a P0507. It could be a vacuum leak. So Ron Mexico has MacGyvered a DIY smoke test tool. Tell him about it, buddy.
All right, check it out. So what this is going to do is a homemade self-test. I got this multi-use transfer pump from Harbor Freight, and the original intended use for this pump is to go ahead and siphon gas from one vehicle to another. I got a 4-inch in diameter sewer cap, and I got this little nipple thing from I think it was from a fuel pump. And so what you do is you hook up the hose at the bottom, the cigar on top to generate smoke, and when you just pump this the top right here, smoke's going to come out of the nipple and create a smoke test for your car. And the idea of it is supposed to look for leaks and vacuum leaks and anything that may need to be replaced in the throttle body area. So.
Alright, before we even did the smoke test, we noticed that this tube right here was popped out and it was dangling down there. So this could have been causing the vacuum leak. It plugs in under the black plastic case here. We're going to reset the codes again, and Ron Mexico is going to drive her home and let us know how it did. Okay, it's obviously not the same day, it's another day now. I'm losing track of what I'm recording and where we last left off. But we're here now, back with the LT4 Corvette.
One thing I wanted to check in general was see if I can find any leaks in the valves or anything like that in the car. It's hard to tell in this thing right here, but I got a little coupler right here. I used like a PVC pipe. The problem is it doesn't fit into the intake right here. So I'm gonna try to see if I can kind of ghetto rig this thing and wrap it around with a piece of AC duct. So, and one thing I saw too was this: before you do that, to open it up, you have to open the throttle body. So you can take a flathead screwdriver, push down like this, just kind of like drop it here, leave it open. So now the throttle body's open.
Alright, so here's the device that we've MacGyvered. We used the band off of the metal band, to get it nice and tight on there. So hopefully this won't leak any smoke and it goes into the motor.
Alright, you ready?
Light her up. I hope this works. This is so silly. It's like, you know what it felt like? We were like building that device they used in Apollo 13. Alright, we're getting some weird signs of smoke around this area. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It's tough to tell. It almost looks like the entire gasket, the valve cover gasket, might be leaking. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but I'm going to squeeze.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and a little bit of smoke comes out. This is glued.
Is it glued?
There's glue here. Yeah, there's definitely glue here.
So this may just not be properly sealed.
It may not be properly sealed, but I also don't know what that is. We're going to have to go Google it.
Okay.
Alright, we just Googled this situation here, and it turns out, it seems like this is the PCV valve. Turns out the code that it was throwing, the P0442, is exactly that. It could be a leak from something in the evap system. One of those things could be the PCV valve. This is clearly glued. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. So we think the leak is coming from around here. That's probably a good place to start. Alright, so now that we've popped the hose off, we can feel around it, and it's really tough to see in the camera because it's dark. But as we feel around, we can tell that they replaced what should be a grommet for the PCV valve. They replaced it with just some like glue, some like very heavy duty like rubberish glue. and it's deteriorating along the bottom, so this is likely leading to some kind of a leak, and it seems like it could be the P01442 code that we're seeing. P01? No, the P0442. Ron Mexico's back with his C4. All of his parts arrived. He ordered a new PCV valve, he ordered a new grommet, and a new hose to go here. It's a little tough to see because I'm losing daylight, but there is goop or JB Weld or something all around the grommet for the PCV valve, so I'm about to clean that up as best as I can and install it. I'm going to try to capture some of it on video, but we are losing daylight, so I don't know how well it's going to go. Here's the new shiny one compared to the old busted one. We're done with the PCV valve, so we've just reset the codes, and now we're going to take it for a test spin. As we were driving, something flew up and hit the windshield. Oh boy.
I don't know, man. That's all exposed. That's crazy, right? You know, as we were talking about, it's a shame we didn't catch this one on camera.
Yep, I was not rolling when it happened.
The backstory was I was leaving Chris's on Friday, and I noticed the left driver's side light was having trouble coming up from the hood. So I thought that was kind of peculiar. So on Saturday morning, I went to take a look at it, and then I saw that the entire underside was cracked. And if you can bring the camera right here, there's like little chips right here and right there. So
oh
right
no!
So yeah,
Oh my god!
Yeah, so that's a wrap for this thing.
Well, the good news is the check engine light hasn't come back on yet.
No, listen, thank goodness for small favors.
We went back to retrieve the headlight cover. We think we see it in the middle of the road.
I think that's part of it in the middle of the street.
I think that's part of it.
Oh, there's the other part.
Oh.
Hey! All right. Well, it looks like we got the remnants of the I think it's called the hood bezel for the C4. And as you can see, this thing kind of split apart mid-drive. And I'm gonna admit this right now, it wasn't caught on camera. I literally dodged this thing inside of my car. Like I swerved my head like I'm trying to slip a punch or something. But yeah, this thing right now is no longer operational. Broken, scratched. Can't do shit with it, guys. Just gotta retire it now.
Over the course of the next several days, Ron Mexico drove his Corvette all over town. But lo and behold, as would be his luck, during the emissions test, the service engine light came on. The Corvette yet again failed emissions. So after that, Ron Mexico decided to take his Corvette to a place called American Corvette in Powder Springs, Georgia. And here is an update from the man himself.
Hey, this is Ron Mexico right here, giving you all a status update on the C4. I have finally passed my Georgia emissions exam. It's been an ongoing issue now for like 2 months. Me and Chris have been clearing codes left and right. We got to the point where no matter what we were doing, the codes would eventually pop back on, and I wouldn't be able to either take it to admissions or pass. I went all the way to Powder Springs, and the emissions test failed right there at the vehicle. I went to American Corvette. It took care of another leak. It passed it enough where it can get my emissions passed. Shout out to American Corvette out in Powder Springs. Y'all did a great job. And as you can see right here, I have passed the exam and I have my license plate. I'm a happy camper and I can finally get this saga out of my life forever. Thanks for tuning in, guys.